Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going deep on a story that's both heartbreaking and incredibly powerful.
Definitely a story that stays with you.
The disappearance of James Kim happened back in 2006, and it really captures, I think, the raw power of nature and the lengths we'll go to for family.
I think it also makes you think about how quickly things can change, One minute you're on a family vacation and the next you're facing a life or death situation.
Exactly. So, to set the scene, we're talking Thanksgiving 2006. James Kim, his wife Katie, and their 2 young daughters are driving back to San Francisco from a trip to Seattle.
Seems like a pretty ordinary family road trip, right?
Totally. But then, a wrong turn changes everything.
Yeah. The infamous Bear Camp Road.
Right. They took it because of, bad directions online, a faulty map.
Right.
And it leads them straight into the Oregon wilderness.
And not just any wilderness, the Siskiyou Mountains.
I've heard about that area. Beautiful but brutal, right?
Exactly. Deep snow, unpredictable weather, definitely not a place you want to be stranded.
Which, unfortunately, is exactly what happened to the Kim family.
Their car gets stuck in the snow, and suddenly this family vacation turns into a fight for survival.
And they were stranded for days, right?
It was a while before they were found, and they had to get really resourceful just to stay alive.
I read that they were rationing food, running the car heater only when absolutely necessary, even burning tires to try and signal for help.
Which, those are actually pretty smart moves in a survival situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Signaling for help is crucial, and conserving resources, that can make all the difference.
It shows they had some level of preparedness, even if they weren't, fully equipped for this kind of extreme situation.
Right.
And then, after days of waiting for rescue, James decides to go for help himself.
It must have been an agonizing decision.
I can't even imagine.
He set out on foot, convinced that he could find help, that civilization was close by.
16 miles through heavy snow with only some warm clothes and a map.
A map. Wow. Not even like a compass or any survival gear.
From what I understand, no.
It's a decision that speaks volumes about, I guess, the power of hope, but also maybe the limits of it.
Absolutely. And tragically, his hope, it wasn't enough.
No.
Search teams did eventually find Kadi and the girls alive.
That must have been an incredible moment for the rescuers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the joy of their rescue was, of course, overshadowed by the news that James,
his body was found a couple of days later in a creek.
It's just such a stark reminder of how quickly things can turn tragic in the wilderness.
Even with the best intentions.
This story, it really resonated with people.
Oh, absolutely. It wasn't just a news story. It felt very personal to a lot of people.
And I think it prompted some real change, too, didn't it? In terms of wilderness safety and navigation technology.
Yeah. People started asking, could this happen to me? And, what would I do?
Exactly. And, thinking about that, it makes me wonder, what would you say are the absolute essentials to pack in a wilderness survival kit?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Beyond the obvious food and water, of course.
Well, I'd say a map and compass are non-negotiable. Even in the age of GPS, you can't always rely on technology.
Right. Makes sense.
A fire starter is essential. First aid kit, of course. And something for shelter, even just a basic tarp, can make a huge difference.
Shelter, warmth, that's so important.
Absolutely. But, as crucial as gear is, knowledge is just as important, if not more so.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, knowing how to use that gear effectively, knowing basic survival skills like how to signal for help, how to assess risks, how to build a fire, those things can be the difference between life and death.
So it's not just about what you pack, but also what you know.
Exactly.
This deep dive has been, it's been tough, hasn't it?
It is a tough story.
But I think it's given us a lot to think about.
Definitely.
James Kim's story is about tragedy, yes, but it's also about the incredible power of love and, the importance of being prepared for the unexpected.
I think that's a good way to put it. It's a reminder that even in the face of immense challenges, the human spirit is capable of remarkable things. But it's also a cautionary tale. It reminds us that nature is a powerful force, and we need to respect it.
Well said. And, as we wrap up here, I want to leave our listeners with a question to ponder.
Oh, I like that. A little food for thought.
What steps can we take in our everyday lives to be more prepared for the unexpected, even if it's not a wilderness survival situation?
That's a great question.
Because really, none of us knows what challenges life might throw our way.
That's true. And being prepared both mentally and practically can make all the difference.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time, stay safe out there.
And be prepared.